Tonight we report on why Spokane County will handle Barry Lukaitis resentencing and space burgers make their return at the Grant County Fairgrounds. What's happening in sports, Bob?
Thanks, Alan. Moses Lake baseball sweeps Sunnyside, and Big Bend softball drops 2 to Treasure Valley. Let's take a peek at our Weather Center forecast.
Good to be with you, everybody. A strong cold front promising to bring quite unsettled weather to the region. I'll let you know in just a few moments how this could impact the basin.
I'm Alan Troop, and we have all this and much more on iFIBER 1 News.
From the iFIBER 1 HD studio here in the heart of the Columbia Basin, this is iFIBER 1 News. Your #1 source for local news, sports headlines, and our very own Weather Center forecast covering the entire Columbia Basin. This is iFIBER 1 News, and it starts now.
The Spokane Prosecuting Attorney's Office is expected to handle Barry Lukaitis' sentencing. Lukaitis, now a 34-year-old man, is serving 2 life sentences and an additional 205 years in prison for killing 3 people in a Frontier Middle School classroom when he was 14. He was tried as an adult and convicted of 2 counts of aggravated murder in the 1st degree, murder in the 2nd degree, and several other counts. In response to a 2012 U.S. Supreme Court decision, the state legislature changed the law so children younger than 16 convicted of aggravated murder could be paroled after 25 years in prison.
Like you said, nothing more sensitive than this. They went through a trial. Now it's back. I mean, the trial concluded in September of 1997, and here we are in 2015, and now at least we're not talking about another trial. This is strictly a sentencing issue and getting Mr. Lukaitis back before the sentencing court and to issue a sentence that comports with the change in the law.
Prosecutor Garth Dano asked the Spokane County prosecutor to handle the case because Dano was Lukaitis' defense attorney. The Spokane County prosecutor agreed. Dano said he previously represented Lukaitis and considers it a conflict of interest for his office to continue the case. A man can be paroled after being convicted of killing 2 Quincy residents when he was 15. Donald Lambert, a 33-year-old man, was serving a life sentence without the possibility of being paroled for participating in the 1997 murder of Homer and Veda Smithson. Lambert was 15 when he and Adam Betancourt entered the Smithson home after planning to rob and kill the couple. Lambert and Betancourt entered the home and shot 89-year-old Homer Smithson, left, reloaded their guns, returned and shot 88-year-old Veda Smithson. Lambert pleaded guilty to aggravated murder, and he was sentenced to life without the possibility of parole. The U.S. Supreme Court ruled in 2012 juveniles couldn't be sentenced to life without the possibility of parole and triggered a change in legislation requiring Lambert to be sentenced a second time.
So there are no valuable lessons in going through this renewed emotional suffering. But we should at least take this lesson from it, that a part of our system is the part of it that allows the appellate courts and ultimately the United States Supreme Court to determine when laws are unconstitutional.
Lambert was resentenced on Friday to 25 years to life in prison. He is eligible for parole. The Moses Lake School District hired 2 new elementary school principals and is searching for a new high school principal. Superintendent Michelle Price informed the Moses Lake School Board that John Farley and Scott West were hired as the new principals at Midway Elementary and Park Orchard Elementary, effective July 1. Farley has been the principal at Shepherd Elementary in Shepherd, Montana since 2010. He is replacing the retiring Chris Hendricks and has some Washington roots. West comes from his position as principal at Warden Elementary and succeeds Eric Johnson, who is replacing the retired Mark Johnson as Executive Director of Business and Operations for the district. Price announced that Joshua Meek is leaving his position as principal of Moses Lake High School to assume the position of District Assistant Superintendent on July 1st. The district started the process to find his replacement. And now we take a look at people being sought by law enforcement.
This is Sheriff Tom Jones with the Grant County Sheriff's Office. Each of the people you see here have a warrant for their arrest. If you see any of these people, we ask you do not attempt to detain or apprehend them, but call us at 509-762-1160 or send us an email at crimetips@co.grant.wa.us. If the person is presenting a danger, call 911. With your help, we can bring these people to justice and make our community safer.